Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of Windmill 2023, an all-Baltic encounter in the mixed division with Lithuania not quite able to lay out for the break on the game's first point up against Estonia. Benji Rees delighted to be joined once again by, if I can just move his mic box over, Dimi Doroshenko.
Hello, Benji. Good to be back with you here in the commentary booth. Watching this Baltic battle, from what I've read, should be a very, very interesting match. Surely these teams also know each other quite well, so let's see how they will be able to adapt to each other's playing style.
The wind is definitely stronger than it has been at any point this weekend, I think, and both sides may be struggling to adapt early in this contest, their third round of Swiss draw.
And from what I have seen, Estonia is... where?
As that one is punched down the sideline, but there might be a stoppage here. I think a travel called on the throw.
Yes, and I was saying that Estonia is currently 9th, according to the algorithm, and Lithuania is currently 11th, so it should be quite a close match as
The
well.
algorithm has Estonia winning by 0.75 goals, which not quite how goals work. But yes, the algorithm ever so slightly has the Estonians as favourites.
Are you suggesting that this game will go to Universe?
I'm not suggesting it.
I like that.
If we look at how the two teams have done so far, which we will do after this point. Oh, I think on a high stall, just trying to put something up towards the far side as he was looking at it and over the head of everyone for the turnover. Round one for mixed, Lithuania won 15-6 over Norway, while the Estonians, if I can find them, went down 12-11 to Ellipsis. A tight one there. Obviously a bit of a bounce back for them in the second Swiss draw round. As the Estonians back on offense here. Got a wide open gainer down this sideline, but I think they maybe waited too long for it, and the wind pushed it up, and it was slapped down by Darash Kevisiute. A low throw, too low into the turf, does really favour that backhand, does Salashevicius.
The disc is picked up by Estonians and moved around for now, just handling it in the handler space, and the long shot goes up.
Yeah, trying to stretch the field there, but it's going to be a real sky ball underneath it. And Tam went for the greatest. He's capable of that sort of thing. He was a dominant force as Estonia Mixed won the European indoor title back in December, ironically in Lithuania.
Oh, that was a greatest attempt, but unfortunately only an attempt. Cannot call it greatest if it's incompleted.
Yeah, didn't quite get hold of it as he wanted, perhaps. In the second game, Lithuania Mixed beat Belgium Mixed 15-5. So undefeated on the day. While for the Estonians, I'll finish that thought in a little bit, with Lithuania now trying to get downfield on offense.
Ooh, nice recatch by the Lithuanian player.
Estonia won 15-7 against France's Frisbee.
Oh, wow.
That one, I never really got enough hang on that one to be chased down by Vaisokis.
And unfortunately, that was also on a throw towards the back of their zone, and now Estonia has a very, very short field to work with.
So there's the centering pass, and they're just going to pop that little hammer over the top. Receiver was wide open in space there. And
yeah.
Estonia eventually will hold to make it 1-0.
I guess just something needed to be thrown there, and that something was, yes, a little bit of a blade right in the zone to a wide open player. Now
So it was a little bit of a protracted hold, but the Estonians did eventually get on the board. Lithuania wearing that kind of very distinctive forest green. I think they are just a little bit frustrated maybe at the length of time Estonia are taking for the pull. Quick game's a good game, as they say.
yeah, it also looked like Estonians were ready to pull for quite some time, but chose not to for at the moment.
So first O-line. Dividus Galba for the Lithuanians. And the Estonians coming out with a little bit of a zone here, maybe trying to take advantage of the windier conditions. Zubavicius in the backfield, along with Bakaita Bogdanova.
I'm not surprised by that look, to be honest, considering that discs are definitely jumping in the air quite a lot during the games here.
Blade over the top, and it just kind of squirmed and weaseled its way through the clutches of Galba. Risky throw, I think, in this sort of weather. Lilorg picks up. Downfield, collecting the dish off. Trying to squeeze that one down the sideline. Towed in bounds, Dinkelberg. And they continue just to cram it down the open sideline into the end zone for the Estonian break. And Lithuania had a number of opportunities to capitalise going the other way. They couldn't do so. Estonia got one, but that was all they needed. 2-0 now they lead.
Yes, and these leads, as we have seen, can be very, very difficult to come back from. Yeah, I think Estonia at this moment just need to get themselves on the board. Sorry, I bet Lithuania needs to get themselves on the board and start their campaign.
So trying to get a good measure of the wind here. I'm going to do the old pick up some grass technique. Going slightly left to right, as you might be able to see from the flags in the background of your picture. Bringing over Petrovita to do some handling offensively now, the Lithuanians. Here's Dividus Galba. He's also got Modestus Galba on this line. We're in the white hat. Zubavicius looking around, maybe wanted to be a bit more aggressive downfield, but they're slowly just matriculating the disc down the field a little bit behind, and he kind of barrels into the opposition there. Mikinas just sneaks that past the bidding defender into the 99 cert. Mantas Zubavicius makes it 2-1. Lithuania now on the board.
Yeah, that looked a lot better from Lithuania. They just worked this disc around rather calmly. Yes, moving it from side to side. That's what you're supposed to do when playing against the zone, usually. And now they're on the board, like you said, getting ready to pull.
So not only do we have the two streaming fields for you all day here on ULTI.TV, but we also have our drone feed that is up live and running. You can kind of get the highlights from what's going on around the tournament. Nick, can you change the title in the YouTube video as well?
Yes, this drone, I have seen it around, flying all over the fields, bringing you scores and updates and interesting plays from every field. It's great, really.
Yeah, here at the 16th edition of the world-famous Windmill tournament. Herbie in Wonderland is the theme. I trust you've got your party costume sorted.
16th. I'm pretty sure it's 17th, actually. It's 17th running.
Is it 17th?
It is 17th.
Was 15th really?
15th was the pre-COVID.
Was it?
Yes. 16th was last year.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. They all come. They all seem to blur together at a point.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I do not have a costume for the party.
No, me neither.
All of my luggages were full of the sleeping stuff.
There's a shot down the sideline,
Wow.
and Tam just gets it past the lurking defender, Dominaikas Žitkauskas.
A little bit of a glue hands.
Yeah,
on him.
Tam is such a tempting target. Brings that big size downfield, and if you push him underneath into a handling space, he can utilise the wingspan to break the mark well as well.
Can't teach stall.
Unfortunately, you can't. Because if you could, you'd be a very
training that
person,
skill.
I think. Yeah.
Yes, you would be trying to learn that skill more and more and improve it. But and looking at the Estonian line, getting ready to pull. Of course, a general pull rule applied here, just like in most of the mixed tournaments these days, which I think is great. Disc is being picked up by Julia Petrovaite. Oh!
Look at the speed along the ground from Galba to chase it down. Just outside the end zone now are the Lithuanians. Here's Modestas Galba and finds the shot into the end zone. Ruta Gedvelaita.
Yep, pushed it in, just a few passes. Looks like finally the Lithuanian offense is flowing quite well there.
Yeah, I must admit I am very intrigued by the Lithuanians.
In what sense?
In both their open and women's teams are very much impressed indoors, but they've not necessarily been able to translate that quite to the grass yet. Estonia were very good in the mixed division indoors, but obviously you kind of have a shorter roster in mixed than you would having an open and a women's side.
Okay.
But actually for both of these sides, to be honest, it's a chance to maybe turn some heads going into EUC next month.
Just like Salaspils did a few years ago.
Oh, yes.
Yes, getting into the finals of Windmill. Was it the pre-COVID year? Yes,
it was absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And I mean, I remember watching the Latvians as youth players way back in the day in 2017 and thinking, I tell you what, if these folks can put it all together, we are going to see some superstars, and so it proved.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I understand the way you're intrigued now.
There's method to my madness. Not always, but this time there is.
As we see, Estonia is now working this disc up for now in the back.
Bright blue bucket hat of Tam. Trying to squeeze that through the middle. Did not think there was a window there, but well caught. Resetting it into the backfield. Here's Tam again. A little bit of a reaching grab made. Dished off Lintz. It's got that leopard print kinesio tape on the back of her left leg. No, it's not so far outside the end zone. Going for a spicy shot. Oh my goodness! I thought he'd missed it, but somehow managed to adjust and was doing the splits as he made the catch. I'm not quite sure that's how they teach you to do it. I'm not entirely sure that he minds either.
I think these discs should be caught on the first go, but then unfortunately that disc just bounced off his hands, but was successfully re-caught in the end zone. And yeah, very, very difficult thing to do sometimes, because very often you just lose your attention thinking that the disc is already in your hands, and if it bounces far. But sometimes it bounces just enough, just close enough to you to be re-caught, and it is even more satisfying when it is for a score. So Estonians are now up, I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, just going to get a score check. Our scoreboard says 3-2, but I think it's 4-2 to Estonia.
And I think confirmed by our scorekeeper volunteer that it is 4-2. Indeed.
Yeah, I did think Estonia had got. I didn't remember Lithuania getting that break back. Here's a deep shot from the Lithuanians. It's a towering deep shot, and just enough position on it from Dinkelberg to smack it away in front of the racing Mikenas. Dinkelberg.
Beautiful shot. 3/4 of the field, more or less. And yes, right in the hands of, yes, a very, very tall figure there.
So going to get a chance for another break here, the Estonians.
Yes, I stand corrected. I thought it was actually caught, but it is not. It is defended.
Looking a little bit like a cowboy there, is Lilor. Oh, a low one, a little bit too low. Couldn't quite get the hand underneath it to scoop it up. Davidas Galba. Wants the little dish up the line, not quite in yet. Anastas Vaisokis. That one is going to be really jammed in the jam hole. Mantas Subavicius makes it 4-3.
Yeah, they're still trailing, I think, by 1 break, but getting their scores in quite successfully. Sometimes not on the first go, and needing some work to do to get the disc back, but still, as long as it's in.
So that early break for Estonia, the only one scored so far in this contest. Both sides putting pressure on and creating opportunities, but not able to make them count.
And the pool is up once again. The disc was thrown by Camille Reznikaite, picked up by Estonia.
Using gender ratio rule A, so you after the first point, you change every other point. And also using the prescribed puller pool, so the dominant on-pitch gender pools. So 4 female matching players, thus female puller there.
I absolutely love this rule.
It's one of those rules that it's now we're doing it. It's things. Why on earth did it take us so long to put it in place?
Absolutely.
That's the patriarchy for you. Here's Tam to Luritz. Trying to dink and dunk outside the end zone. Looking for the scoring shot and bang on the money as well to make it 5-3.
Very, very dynamic point by Estonians. I think cuts were coming in quite successfully and disc was always moving around. Didn't really, not really letting Lithuanians to set up an effective defense. Very quick movement for a very, very successful score.
Having a look at what's going on elsewhere in the mixed division at the moment. Denmark, Austria, 2 other teams preparing for EUC. Austria up 2-1. Italy, Poland, 4-2 to Italy. Norway, Switzerland, the Swiss up 4-1. France, Great Britain on the field behind us. France with the early advantage there, 5-3. Belgium up 4-2 on the Czech Republic mixed side. In fact, a lot of EUC previews. Ireland and Germany tied at 3s over on field 13. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on, live.windmilltournament.com, or you can just watch the Flying Joan footage. Thanks to our friends over at Eurodisc for supporting our coverage of that. Vysokis. Dividers Galba jinks in the backfield and gets free. Being marked by Graham. Now Kundalaita. Just a couple of yards outside the end zone. Can they organise and find a way through, or they could just slip that one up the line to Ruteged Valaita to make it 5-4. After some offensive miscues from both sides early on, it seems like we've really got into a bit of a rhythm now.
However, I'm not sure if something is being called on the field, because there is still a discussion going on over there.
It looks like the score's going to stand, but there might just be a bit of discussion about maybe a level of contact, perhaps.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yes. Yes, the score stands. But there were some players chatting on the side, most probably about interpretation of the rules, the level of contact, and the overall spirit of it all. All done in good spirits, of course, and this is exactly what we want very often, not having emotional outbursts during the point, but rather, if there is a problem, if you think that someone on the other team is not doing something right, talk about it after the point and try to come to an understanding between each other.
So as mentioned, these sides are 9th and 11th in the Swiss Draw rankings. As it stands, France top with 13.5 in front of Great Britain, who are on 10.8125. A little bit ahead of Ireland, and then a bit of a gap, about 2 points in front of Germany, who edge Hrut in 5th. And then another bit of a gap between Ellipsis, who are ever so slightly ahead of Changchi, and then Eurotrash to round out the top 8. Both of these sides trying to fight their way in to the brackets, which begin tomorrow afternoon.
Looks like...
Oh, it's a bit of a floater too far, and slapped dismissively to the floor by Henadze Mudrevskis. I think I'd rather he catch that and get going again, but who am I to say? On a stool rising, Tam gets a big hand and palms it away from his intended, the throwers I should say, intended target. It was Modestus Galba, coming over to play a little bit of D-line now.
I think with this stature, it's a good idea to put you somewhere, and the huge throw goes up.
And they're looking for the deep shot again, and he just got muscles out of it there by Rapolas Shalashevisus. So a break here would bring us level and back on serve.
Let's see if Lithuania can do it after having a few troubles in the beginning of the game.
Mudrevskis back to Salashevicius. Modestus Galba. Underneath, here's Kamila Resnikaita. Trying to trap them on that sideline are the Estonians, able to get the break off to Resnikaita. Doesn't want the continuation though. Now trying to point cutters into that space that she wants to hit downfield. Utilising the break, it just bounces off the wrists of Resnikaita.
Very, very unfortunate drop over there. She just put her hand up and waiting just to say sorry to her player. Didn't look like a difficult catch. Probably was looking at the next pass.
One that she certainly would have backed herself to make, I think.
Yep.
So a third chance and a hold now on this point for Estonia. With the wind whipping up a little bit more, and just a miscommunication there as one Estonia player D's the other.
Yes, yes, very, very unfortunate. Two players looked in confusion at each other after that low disc.
And I think now on the third possession of this point for Lithuania, they don't want to waste any more chances. So they're going to take a timeout, and we'll take one in the booth as well and rejoin you very shortly.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you.
Shout out to our new statman this weekend, Helio Honitsky, who is really ingratiating himself into the team with the first beer of the afternoon at 4:10, which I think is more than acceptable. That looked like very physical coverage on the upline cut there off the timeout. Goal by the Lithuanians, and the foul is quickly accepted, I think. So it will stay here with Kamil Resnikaita. Galba underneath. He's going to shoot it right the way through the centre of the field and lays out a slightly awkward catch. But Donato Bassis made it work. And we are now back on serve with a Lithuanian break. It's 5-all.
Yeah, that looked like not an easy throw to catch. However, was very successfully picked up there. And yeah, like you said, a break and we are back on serve. So after some early nerves, Lithuania seems to be back on track and doing quite well in that game.
Well, it's exactly what you want, really, from Swiss Draw, isn't it? You want to be playing close games all the way through.
Absolutely, yes. And there is no... It's very difficult as well if you're having a difficult start, even though you know that your team can do better, to then claw it back. Because, again, Swiss Draw, games are very, very close. And if the other team woke up a little bit sooner, it can be very, very hard to claw it out.
Apologies, by the way. As you might have guessed, I am not a native speaker of Lithuanian or Estonian, so apologies for any mispronunciations. But always happy to receive feedback and pointers. It's all the more difficult, I think, because we don't, unfortunately, we don't get to cover these countries as often as we get to see some others. It's evens, by the way, at 5 apiece, so it should be the same gender ratio as last point.
Which I think was majority of male players, male matching players.
Henadze Modrevskis is clearly keen to get his point across on the sideline.
I think he was just cheering up his teammates over there.
By the way, sensational pull to pin Estonia right at the back of their own end zone. And Lithuania using the opportunity here to come up with a bit of a zone with Estonia going into the wind. Quite like this. Switch things up a little bit, force them to try and battle against the elements. Since that first quote-unquote upwind score, from Estonia on the first point of the game, and then they broke downwind, and every point had been downwind until that previous Lithuania break. Galba got there late. Not good.
It was very, very late, but hands are shaken. But I'm sure Tam will probably want to chat to the other players to Galba about that context, because that was very, very late in my opinion. Bit of a dangerous play.
Yeah, no malice in it, but there doesn't necessarily need to be.
Absolutely.
Nice swing out here to Lori Loritz. Just continuing around the back. Sverka. Graham. Nice little bit of Danish flavour on this Estonian side as they try to squeeze that one through, and the layout block was able to come up with the goods for the Lithuanians. Damantas Kalinas.
Galba picks up the disc and launches it right away there.
One to the other, and he's got it for another Lithuanian break. The two of them combining. Just no fear on the turn. Grip it and rip it. And for the first time in this game, Lithuania leads 6-5.
That is 2 breaks in a row.
It is indeed. 3 on the bounce now for the Lithuanians. And a timeout called on the field to give presumably the Estonians a chance to get their heads back in order. So we'll do the same in the booth, and we'll rejoin you on the other side.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation.
If you want to look as stylish as our ULTI.TV crew, you saw the advert, get onto Force Ultimate. And you too can become one of us, A, by showing your support, and B, by, just rocking some of our very stylish merchandise. Which I must say, it's really good quality as well. And I know that I sound like someone who's paid to say that, but genuinely, I'm so impressed with the stuff we've got through Force.
I do like that material as well. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Sorry. So Estonia very much need a hold here. Soom, who's got a bit old school with the Leet jersey.
And 4 numbers on it.
Yeah, I must admit, I know what he's doing there. Like, I get it, but it's not. No.
Okay.
Keep it simple, please. Trying to swing around the back, Sverka. Still ticking up Finds it through towards the far side. It was a spectacular bid from Tam, but he beats the ground in frustration that he couldn't get there.
Very, very unfortunate for sure. And now disc is being picked up by Chalashevicius. And, oof. I think there was a little bit of a contact over there. It was, I didn't have a very good perspective on it.
No,
but
me
it
either.
looks like Tam in the layout initiated a little bit of a contact.
Tam's definitely coming from behind.
But I'm not sure if there was enough contact to actually justify the dropped disc.
Yeah, obviously what we think doesn't really matter. It's all about the players on the field coming to a resolution that they're happy with.
Absolutely, yes. We also can see that the perspective has been offered from the sidelines, which is, of course, something that is always at the disposal of the players. Hands are being shaken. That is
call retracted.
Call retracted, yes, and a turnover.
So they actually need to go back and check the disc in.
Yes.
Which they do. So all these people say, oh, it gets to 20, 30 seconds, you're never going to get resolution, just send it back. Sometimes there is a point to the discussions.
Absolutely, yes, and it's very, very good to see that the spirit of the game and the idea behind it is working quite well and on a great display over here. As we see, the disc is being moved just a couple of passes and into the zone for Maria.
Just being a little bit more conservative on their second possession there. Didn't require any of the Superman-style dives.
Yep, a lot easier, of course.
Doing the work with the throws rather than with the catches. One more round, by the way, of action after this one in the women's and open divisions. And that takes place at a 5 o'clock local time. On field 7, we have women's action with France taking on the Czech Republic. Another chance to look at some teams ahead of EUC. While on the field behind us, Mooncatchers versus Austria, which should be pretty hype, in my opinion. So, 2 fun games to end the day for you there. See that the EUF treasurer, Ted Boyter, is on the sidelines in a bright orange T-shirt. And I mean bright orange.
How do you know that someone is from the Netherlands without them telling you that they're from the Netherlands?
To be fair, I was wearing all orange on Sunday, and as far as I can tell, I'm not from the Netherlands, but I could be corrected. Petrovaita. Oh, required the sliding snag there from Galba. And the force completely sells out on that one. Swung all the way across the pitch. Kundalaita couldn't quite get a hand underneath it.
I think there was a bit of a miscommunication with Julia Petrovaita first. I don't think that she realized that the disc was for her, and Barbara Kundalaita tried to save it. Now, disc being picked up by Estonia.
Beyond the attacking brick mark already. Looking for a break that would bring the game back on serve. Oh, and the defender just did not see it. And that is the problem if you face mark, is that you could be made to look a real fool if the disc just whistles past your ear holes like it did there. And Estonia put us back on serve, 7-6.
Yes, that disc just zipped past the back of the defender. Yes, you always feel, yes, a little bit silly when that happens, of course, but you're thinking that you're doing the best thing you can. not letting your player to look anywhere and trying to maybe read the emotions on the face.
You've got to try and, I think, alter those hips to be in a position where you can see both your mark and the disc. Because if you don't, obviously, if you don't see the disc at all, something like that happens. And if you're only looking at the disc, well, then you've no idea where the person you're marking is.
Yes, you're absolutely right here.
And if you're going to do one of those things, then you really need the help from your teammates, the communication, to let you know what's going on. Estonia this time, pulling with the wind. Dividers Galba catches at the back of his end zone. Vaisokis. They cover the undercut well from Modestus Galba. Just trying to piecemeal their way down the field at the moment. But they saw that one coming. Pulls all the way through. Bit of gain there to Vaisokis. Can they continue to advance it down the field? Lovely low release to Kundalaita. Ex-Eurostar swings into the centre. Continuing round towards the far side. But to no one.
Yes, unfortunately a bit too far for the reach over there. Another opportunity for Estonia to get another break on the board. Ooh, great grab over there. Very, very low.
Could well have turned it back on pretty much the first pass. Graham going all the way across. Lilor to Tam. Tam into the centre. Oh, Galba flashed in there but didn't get it. Lepik. Back to Lilorgo, he couldn't clutch it. You can tell there's a bit more tension and frantic energy in this game now.
Absolutely, yes.
Two players drop to cover the deep cut. It opens up space underneath. Kundalaita, did she have it in her hand?
I don't think so, but she's calling an injury. I think there was a bit of an uncomfortable landing there.
Yeah, I think as she stopped to try and get a hat, reach behind her with the hand, maybe she got cleats stuck in the turf, potentially.
Potentially, or maybe just a misstep, and Barbara Kundalaita there. Fortunately, yes, moving off the field. And the timeout is being called by Estonia once again. I think it is their second timeout.
Yeah, you get 2 to use a half.
Yeah, no, I think it's two per game, if I'm correct.
I'll tell you what, let's double check that during this timeout here,
Sure.
and we'll rejoin you very shortly.
Yep.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV. ULTI.net.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
Back in mixed division action, the last round of Swiss draw today for these teams, round 3. Estonia looking to break to take an 8-6 half-time lead on Baltic rivals Lithuania. Here's Graham into the centre, tipped round the corner, but no one could collect afterwards.
Yeah, the disc just jumped a little bit too high. there for the player to get it, and now we see Ernestas Vysotskis with the disc.
By the way, if you're not sure about the rules, don't argue with the game advisor. It is 2 timeouts per game rather than per half, which you cannot take after the time expired jingle.
No, wrong jingle. The 5 minutes left jingle. You cannot take them after that jingle.
Just testing you.
Good one. Good try.
But you also cannot take it after the time expired jingle either.
No, of course not.
Oh,
That
and into
would
the
make
centre,
sense.
couldn't handle it. And that is almost certainly going to be a pick. As 2 Estonian players essentially fall over each other.
Yep, as you can see by the hand signals. Confirmed by the hand signals, I must say. Disc is checked in with Vysotskis.
Just collects the little dish off there from Gerd Velaita. He rips the backhand deep. Can Modestas Galba catch up to it? Oh, he can. It was a beautiful throw. An absolute rope. Modestas Galba catches. We got ourselves a Galaxy point, baby.
Oh, yes, a Galaxy point. Have
Let's
not
get it.
realized that. Yes. Beautiful shot over there to Modestas Galba once again. Picking up another point. I think it's his 2nd of the game, if not more.
Making his presence felt on the statistical side of things here.
Absolutely.
So he collects the disc off, and I'll tell you what, I wondered if the foot block was going to be enough to dissuade it from going, but Vysotskis had no qualms about ripping the backhand, and it was a good thing for Lithuania that he didn't.
Yep, great movement as well at the back. Just reset it very quickly with Gerd Velaita. Got the disc back again, Vysotskis, and send it perfectly to his receiver. Galaxy point, let's get on that. Players seem to be ready.
7-7, not 8-6. So a bit of Galaxy point action for you here on the Windmill live streams. Oh, didn't field the ball cleanly there. I don't know whether they got a touch on it.
Yeah.
I don't think so, so they'll get to take it from the front. But even so, not a great position to be in.
Think Lithuanian players there as well questioning if the disc was touched as it was rolling to the back of the end zone, but apparently not, and everyone's happy about that.
Zone coming out from the Lithuanians. They want to force as many short passes as they can from Estonia here. Now the wind has dropped from earlier. It is still out there, but a breath rather than a proper huff and puff. And that is always dangerous. It hung up there for far too long. Divider Stabber, who's crossing over to play defense, punches it in on the very first pass. Brutal stuff into Rapolas Shalasevicius. And that is half with the Lithuania break. 8-7, their first lead of the game.
So Lithuania started a breakdown and now won their Galaxy point. Second half to come. We're going to have a short break and we will bring the second half to you in a few minutes.
Don't go anywhere. Yeah, a couple of minutes. Oh no, we're out of ads.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV, ULTILeague.net.
Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of Windmill 2023. A little bit late for the Galaxy Point graphic, I'm afraid. But we did have a Galaxy Point, and Lithuania broke to take their first lead of the game, and they're receiving to begin the second half. So Estonia would now know that if they trade out this game, Lithuania will win.
It's not going to be enough for sure.
Gedvilaita. Visokis underneath. Now blading it across and into the end zone. Ruta Gedvilaita gives the Lithuanians the 2 for none. And they open up a little bit of separation now over Estonia. 9-7 they lead.
Very, very good thing that for Lithuanians to win that Galaxy Point and also start on offense. So it's double trouble for Estonia at the moment. Starting with a break, but now finding themselves with a little bit of a 2-point gap. And yes, Lithuanians are definitely feeling a lot more confident in that possession, I feel. Very quick, very calm, collected, and very, very quick point over there.
Yeah, they seem to have been buoyed by the fact that they got that half-time lead.
Oh yes.
And they came out like a side full of confidence after the interval. So just under 20 minutes left until the time cap goes here at Windmill. It is a hard cap, so when the hooter goes, you finish the point, and that's it in Swiss draw. Regardless of whatever the scoreline might be, you might score the point and still lose, or it might even be a draw. Swiss draw, that's all fine. Has layout required for a Sverker, but he keeps it alive.
Veske faking around. Now this goes a little bit back.
Looking at the underneath here, Rabba.
Yeah, these cuts are being covered quite well by Lithuanians.
Lithuanian defense locking down a little bit more.
Now looks like
Tam wants to power his way underneath, gets it towards this sideline. Now infield, Rabba dishes off to Sverker. Rabba again, getting very involved on this possession. A high grab, snatched away by Tam. Continuation down the sideline. Beyond the attacking brick mark now. Lintz trying to find a way through, rolling the wrist across the backhand, and it was beautifully weighted, perfectly judged into Tam to make it 9-8.
Tam did great this point, looks like. All the cuts and helping a lot on the defense, and also finding the disc in the end zone from his teammates there.
So looking around at some of the other EUC teams in action here at the moment at Windmill. Italy, Poland, tight at half, 8-7 there. Norway, Switzerland, less close, 13-1, Switzerland lead now.
That must be painful.
Denmark 4, Austria 9. You can watch the France-Great Britain game on the field behind us, so I won't tell you what's going on there. Czech Republic 4, Belgium 6. Looking at maybe a couple of other top 8 teams at the moment. Eurotrash, winning 9-8. Ireland 8, Germany 9. That is going to be the first game of EUC, by the way, in Limerick in just under a month's time. And hopefully we'll see you there, either in person or live on ULTI.TV.
Now let's go back to the game.
Thought that one was maybe going to sell Kundaliter a little bit short. By the way, good to see her back on the field after an early injury substitution.
Yeah, I think it was just a slightly rolled ankle. Just stretched it out and got back on the field. Well, Ultimate Players, horrible by
a floater. Oh, he got a hand on it. Nearly nicked it away for the Callahan. I wonder if there's going to be a call here. It looks like there is. Vasoskis was the intended target. Lilog tried to rip it away.
There may have been a little bit of a contact, but no. Call is retracted by the looks of a hand signal.
I think I agree with that.
Yep. Retracted call. Turnover stance. Picked up by Estonia.
So, opportunity to earn one of those breaks back now, the Estonians. Wanted the reset off to Graham, didn't see it. Will now get it. Can they find the break side flow? No, timing's not quite right. Oh, underneath it. Comes over the back. But it's still caught somehow.
It's not just caught, it's caught in the end zone. So another point for Estonia.
Robin
now
Lilog with the goal.
Coming back.
I mean, I have to see this one again. I'm sure he wasn't intending to get anywhere near as much underneath it, but he ripped it down, and he lost his footing a little bit as he got up, caught the tape for the 3-meter line. So 9 apiece, but Lithuania still with that advantage, of course, having taken that break into the half.
Also from our perspective, as we were covered a little bit by a wall of players, could have been a bit of a contact as well on that catch, but still. Point scored. Estonia getting themselves on the board in the second half, but yes, trailing by a break that they will try to get back in this point, I'm sure. Estonia pulling.
Can they find that extra break they need? Probably not the start to the point they wanted, of course, with the disc landing out of bounds, so it will be bricked.
No, absolutely not. I'm sure they wanted a different start to that point. Rather than giving a little bit of an advantage to the Lithuania over there.
Mascot breaks around to Galba. Pump faked the big backhand, but I don't think that was ever really going to go with all the traffic there. Gedveliter has been ever reliable in this game. Back to Petrovita. Navasokis. Down the sideline again, just simplest of dishes back from Gedveliter. And they really are just forcing it down the open side.
Oh,
daring Estonia to beat them there.
And a foul was signaled there. There was quite a lot of contact there.
Yeah, Sverker was sitting in the space. He was baiting the throw to go. But I think he still might have got there a bit late.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if Gedveliter was able to see him coming. He clearly had a very, very clear vision in front of him of where she is, while she could not even see him. So, in my perspective, personally, a bit of a dangerous play, and I think this is exactly what's being called. A lot of contact. But I think Estonian player there is asking for a perspective from the sideline. Judging by the hand signals,
Contested
it
foul.
will be contested. This goes back to Galba.
It is indeed Dividers Galba on the far sideline. And not a surprise, goes for the breaker this time instead, taking advantage of the poach that was created by Svarka trying to sit in that lane.
Wysocki's to Petrovaite. Petrovaite now scanning the field. A bit of a high stall situation.
And just sits that one out for Wysocki's to track and get underneath. They're trapping them on that sideline really well. Expansive break across the field, and it works. An absolute treat. Matas Mikenas catches to put Lithuania back in front. 10-9 the score. With well, pretty much 9 minutes left. I mean, that is all about the throw, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. The disc was moved again, once again, yes. Lithuania seems to be moving that disc a lot quicker in this game. Sorry, in this half as well. After that confidence boost of winning the Galaxy point. Now moving that around with a lot more confidence. Seem to know what is their system a bit better. Now Estonia going to pick up.
Yeah, just shy of the halfway line. Loditz swings.
Tam and a
Tam.
long.
Tam opens up the arm. We've seen him stretch the field deep with his legs. Now he's doing it with his throws. Bang on the money to Marin Raba. And it's 10 apiece.
Beautiful, beautiful throw. I think he just seen her right away, signaled to her teammate to go right in the zone. And look, I'm pretty sure that this is not the first time these two connected for a goal, because that chemistry was very, very clear to me.
Have a look a little there at Lucas, who's temporarily taken leave from the drone station. Get back to work. No, he's been doing bang up work, running out, helping to run out remote coverage with the eye in the sky. Eurodisc best perspective. Here's that shot again. For a moment I thought maybe it asked too much, but Raba covered the ground so quickly to streak deep and reel it in. As you might have seen in the YouTube chat, we have noticed a little bit of freezing on some of the cameras. It's because they're overheating. It's that hot here in Amsterdam at the moment, and the wind provides a bit of a breeze for us, but not so much for the cameras, as that is an absolute bomb, jacked and into the hand of Modestas Galba. One pass ultimate. Thank you very much. Lithuania back on top, 11-10.
Felt a little bit like the... Okay, sorry, I just looked at some hand signals there. Wasn't sure if that was actually called in or there is still a discussion about that point. But yes, that looked almost like a mirror image of what Estonia did in the previous point. I think Lithuanians just want to say, we can do that too.
if they can't stop it, why not keep going to it? I think there's only ever one thing in his mind when he picks that up, and the force is far enough off that it's not really quite enough pressure on the throw. And that's what happens when you don't put the pressure on. So 5 minutes left till the end of the game.
Yeah, we are about to hear our exciting windmill jingle that will signal us the end of the game and that the 5 minutes of the game is left. Meanwhile, Lithuania opened up with the pull. Oh, that is very, very unfortunate. Just dropped off the hand. I think he was looking a little bit onto the next pass before catching the previous one, and that's unfortunately what very often happens.
Just assumed it would stick, but it bounced out of his grasp. So a glorious opportunity now for Lithuania to reopen a 2-point lead. Svirbilaita, into the backfield. I think that was on the hop. That's what Tam's indicating. And now Tam's streaking deep. If he can chase this down, he's trying to track it over his head. And he hops it just shy of the end zone. Wanted to make sure that he caught it first, rather than try and jump it into the end zone and drop it. And Tam's going to take the timeout here. But I don't think they've got one.
You could see it on his face that he was trying to milk that throw into the end zone, but was just shy of it, but then did not have anyone in front of him for the continuation. Tried to call a timeout, but apparently they already used 2. Yes, I think Estonia did use 2 timeouts this game, and because of that, according to the rules, the stall count should go up by 2. It wasn't very high anyway, and a violation has been called, so that point will not stand.
There's the 5-minute hooter, so our clock was a little bit fast. Or their clock was a little bit slow, either way.
Either or. Even though the violation has been called, so the disc went back to Tam as some players started running before the disc was checked in. Now, hopefully that's not going to happen again. Now, disc is checked in, Tam is looking, scanning, and found his receiver into the end zone. Lauritz. Oh, pick. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Did run through a very congested space.
That's true. You're right. Unfortunately, picks only generate sometimes only generate more picks, and violations only generate more violations.
Yeah, players just need to keep their calm and composure here.
Looks like it's going to be repeated.
Cool fest. Dump back to Lauritz. Lauritz with the break towards the far side to Sverker to make it 11s with just under 5 minutes left.
Looks like Lauritz wanted to be a part of that point regardless. Previous time he caught that point, but it was sent back because of the pick. This time he received it as a reset, and this time it went into the end zone from him.
They're looking at us, but we haven't heard the end of game jingle yet, just the 5 minutes left jingle.
Exactly, we only heard the jingle that signaled us that there are 5 minutes left, but we did not hear the end of the game jingle, so according to us, the game should still be on.
Yeah, as we say, we haven't heard the end of game jingle go, so keep playing, I guess. Benjiris and Dimi Doroshenko in the booth.
No jingle yet, as players are circling around us, trying to ask us about that.
So I don't know if they heard if someone heard something that we didn't. Either way,
maybe they had mistaken the 5 minutes left jingle to the end of the game jingle.
must be what happened.
Probably.
Either way, we are still playing here. I think we've got about 2 minutes left before we hear that end of game jingle.
Something like that.
You can't call timeout in the last 5 minutes. A little bit of confusion around the field, but I think we're just about ready to go again.
Yep. Estonia pulling there. Petrovaite picks up.
Finds the inside pass through to Gedvelaita. Now Zubovicius. Vysokis. Galba.
Vysokis to Galba, and Galba.
He's got a smiley face tattooed on the back of his left calf. This Lithuanian's looking to continue their streak of victories, having won their first 2 games. Oh, the full strength layout from Galba.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I think he's cramped up. He was very quickly waving for someone to try and stretch him out. Oh no, I think he's got to get... It is very hot out there, and if you don't stay hydrated, then this is going to happen.
Unfortunately, that happens, yes, and it's a very, very unpleasant feeling, trying to stretch out these calves. I think, yeah, not being able to get up by himself, unfortunately, as he's, yeah, probably that layout probably asked a little bit too much of the energy from his legs.
So that is the jingle for the end of the game. So, surprise universe, baby.
Oh, it is. Great.
Winner take all.
Yeah.
Although with Swiss draw, a 1-point win isn't that much different from a 1-point loss. But that's not the point. It's the pride of it. Do we have a graphic for Universe Point we can put up? Yeah, we do. ULTI.TV making technology happen.
Oh, that's new. That's great. I like that.
Thanks, Force, for helping us out there. Oh, it's gone all the way through. Oh, it hit him in the hands. Ilves wasn't expecting it. Would have been the most unlikely of scores on Universe Point to win this game. Lithuania will, however, get a second crack at it.
Yeah, Lithuania, and Vysokis gonna pick up the disc and gonna try to work all the way of the field to the other side, but they want to do quite quickly.
They're looking for the big man Galba deep again. He's got it! Bang on the money, end zone to end zone. And Lithuania take a 12-11 victory over Estonia in a screamer of a game here. Round 3 mixed Swiss draw.
On a beautiful Universe Point that had it all. It had long shots, it had injuries, and looks like the algorithm was wrong. According to algorithm, Estonia was up by 0.75 points, but Lithuania won by a whole point. So it went a little bit of the other way than the algorithm thought. But in any case, congratulations to Lithuania for winning the Baltic Bottle. We will see you just in a few minutes for the next game.
We will indeed. In this field, we're going to women's division action. We have the Czech Republic taking on France. Czech Republic currently 5th in the rankings and France 3rd. And on the field behind us, we're going to have Mooncatchers versus Austria in the open division. But we're going to wrap things up quickly so we can get the next stream started. On behalf of our ULTI.TV crew and Dimi Doroshenko alongside me, Benji Reese, we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, Benji. See you on the other side.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV